bringing a crippled coal ship into a relatively untouched and protected area actually just makes a mockery of United Nations charters for protecting the environment.
We're concerned as to what future impacts this has and what precedent has been set.
I just think clearly they've got to have a contingency plan. Just to sort of hide your head in the sand and saying this isn't going to happen again is just not good enough. This is a very, very significant area and they shouldn't even contemplate bringing a ship here in the future. Well, we're only allowed 2 nautical miles around the ship, so we're sitting off that at about 2.5 nautical miles at the moment and just having a look and keeping an eye on them, basically letting them know that somebody is keeping an eye on them independently and we'd just like this not to happen again.
No conservation groups in Queensland were contacted about the Shen Neng at all. It was basically a decision by the state and the federal governments to decide that they'd put it in the marine park.
They're more worried about exporting coal because of the big dollars at the sake of sacrificing potential tourism jobs and the environment. So it's very hard to have a government promoting green values, and yet when they do have a problem, green values go out the door because the dollar seems to sing louder.
We've got a bit of an oxymoron going on in Queensland because we're renowned throughout the world for having such amazing conservation assets and environmental assets such as the Great Barrier Reef. And yet at the same time we have a large amount, 4,000 ships a year coming out of this area and actually navigating through the Great Barrier Reef.
And our worry is that of course with the doubling of coal exports and the doubling of ship movements, we'll be very vulnerable to any future incidents such as the Shen Neng. There's a proposal to extract 500,000 tonnes a year of open cut coal, approximately 20 kilometres from where I'm standing. The water table that mine process is to be worked on drains directly into this Great Sandy Ramsar wetland, and there are gas exploration permits already being created as we speak. So we know that gas exploration and gas extraction is going to come to the Fraser Coast, and that therefore tells us that the combination of coal mining and gas extraction in this region will massively threaten these marine values and the terrestrial values.
400,000 people a year visit Fraser Island. So any sort of concept of damage to the island or to the area, that through the media spreads and then people think, oh, the area's damaged, there's no need to go.
A bond system or a system in place that if these ships do this, they have to pay the full cost, because to this date, this one we'll just have to wait and see, but to this date, they get a slap on the wrist fine and they go away, they rename the ship and it comes back to Australian waters and the government is left with a bill. The ratepayers, taxpayers are footing the bill for that, and that's just not on.
They don't seem to have any form of contingency plan. There's no port that takes, say, a stricken coal ship. So look, they've done it this time, they're saying it's a one-off, but where else are they going to tow a stricken coal ship?
Now behind me here they're offloading coal from the Shen Neng. When that coal reaches its final destination and is burnt, it's going to contribute to global warming and ocean acidification, which are both impacting on and killing essentially the coral reefs under this water.